Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm Lukáš Koberna. Call me Kobe if you could talk to me because I don't listen to my name actually. And I'm here from XLab on behalf of Ventus. I'm going to show you a sneak peek of virtual reality integration into Ventus, which is a new feature that is coming up with the next version. I'm going to show you a live link to Cinema 4D, which was introduced with Ventus 5, and it works amazingly and changes the way the production chain with Ventus and Cinema works, and so on. I'm going to play a short video for you, which will explain what Ventus is, because it's really a software that is usable from broadcast environment to the corporate presentations, interactive applications. All can be done in there. The learning curve is pretty steep. You can do amazing stuff right off the bat. Then if you get more into it, it's like complex node-based programming system. Rendering real-time graphics, it's really amazing. They've built a new rendering system from the scratch for Ventus 5. They've got a new material system and so on, so on. It's really complex thing. Just have a look what it's meant for. Well, it should be playing with video. Basically, all the guys are saying that it's a tool for artists. And he's an artist as well. Those are all artists. And that's what they do. They create a stunning applications, interactive applications. You're going to see in here, it's a touch screens. All of it's done in Ventus. There is a AR implementation for the broadcasters, importing the stuff, tickers for broadcast graphics, applications, visualizing data, synchronized things, right? Visualizing data from SAP, and so on and so on. Ventus is very open system. You can hook up whatever you can imagine from databases, all the data, Excel spreadsheets, whatever. Just name it. It's possible to put it there. Here is a synced dancing act, and that's what Ventus is meant for. Sorry for the sound problems. I don't know what happened. All right. So these were the guys who are using Ventus, and they are artists. Okay. As I said, Ventus is very complex system. I'm not going to touch the basics in here. You'll see the workflow a bit. And I'll start with the interactive application. Actually, I'm going to go through a simple scene that is built in Cinema 4D, imported into Ventus, and right with the integration of AR, you're right inside, and you can use all the interactions and so on. So, and during the time, I'm gonna show you some of the project we did on the pictures, because that's part of the presentation, and then we're gonna break out how it's done. All right, so let me see. That's the integration for AR is platform independent. It's implemented for. Sorry, I'm hiding from you. It's implemented for Oculus. No, for how it's this thing called. Steam VR, OpenVR library. Sorry, I couldn't just figure out the name. It's implemented for OpenVR, so whichever headset is capable to connect to OpenVR will work with Ventus. You will have a tracked camera. As I'm using Vive in here, I'm tracked in a space. I can move around. The floor is a bit shaking in here, so it would lose the tracking if I do too much movement. But that's, technology thing. All right. So you can connect Oculus right off the bat. Use these controllers. It's all integrated there. You've got all the events from the buttons, touchpads in here, grip buttons, and so on. I'm gonna show you first some of the interactions. Let me just bring the menu here and use the infinite ray. You've got different tools. This is a volume testing tool, so if you touch the touchable object, it will recognize that you're in. That's Ventus just changed the touch system that was implemented into previous versions. They did an amazing job to be able to track the touches in 3D space and getting know if you're inside a mesh or not, and so on. So it's really recognizing you in 3D space and using this information. So let me just use infinite ray, which will bring me to interactive applications. All right, as I said, Ventus is very interactive, and I've got a lightsaber, for example, in here, and I can shatter this ball right down as I'm hitting it. Oh, what am I ruining? Oh, that's just a ball, sorry. Okay, if I use a hand tool, I can move the stuff around me, change the size, and so on. I've always wanted a good car like Ferrari or something. It just seems I can't afford it even in virtual reality. All right, so I've got a cart that's moving its wheels. All right, so and just to say more about Ventus, what it's good for, there is. Let me bring the menu and see some images. All right. We've got an image viewer in here, and that's one of the applications. There is a touch screen with Ventus application with a globe that's controlling a wall in front of it. This wall is 9K, and it's running in a real 9K. That's done with the Ventus machine system and a clustering, which is possible as well. So we've got more machines computing the one scene. They're splitting the payload basically and running those parts for different screens. So the wall there is run from 3 computers with 3 outputs on each one and 1 for the touch screen, and it's all 2 applications that are binded together and listening to one and each other, right? And so on. There's touch screens. There's another application which you've got a touch screen to present the car, and Ventus is capable to be connected to GPIO boards or whatever you can name. And so we've been controlling lights of a car, the blinking lights for the sights and so on. You just hit the application, and the car was showing you what it can do. We've mapped the car. Well, this car was the projection mapping was used as well. There was a third Ventus computer that was shooting on the side of the van, and you could open the side doors. You've opened the side doors, and the mapping just opened the doors. And it's a really complex integration of Ventus touchscreen, outputs, projection mapping, all of the stuff. All right, so I've touched the interaction nodes. I can just kill some of the balls. There's another animation brought from a cinema and controlled in Ventus. I will trigger this guy, and he's just running around me with the animation of his movement. All right, let's proceed somewhere else. As you know, I need to tell something about us. That's in here. You can see all our crew, which is not important at all. In here, you can see a globe. It wouldn't be nothing really special unless there's like a nice trick with the material system. So you've got a one text, the basic textures. It's a texture of Earth, the bump map and normal map, and then the clouds above it, it's all rendered in real time. The lights you can see, it's another texture that is all around you, and it's masked to a level of what's shaded out. That's and all rendered in real time, and basically this model will take you like 10 minutes, and you're good to go. Okay, let me go somewhere else. Ventus is great for presentations. As I'll move to a different spot. All right, there is it. I've got a button in here, and you can present videos, graphs, 3D graphs that are around you. You can bring another images from the installations you did. That's this effect of changing the slides is done as a material effect as well. Just moving a texture over a model that is placed in front of the screen, and as it moves, it brings up the new one. Actually, there's this pictures that are there. They're not all of them loaded. It's taken from the folder, and there's only one picture preloaded, the current one and the previous one, and you just switch to the next one, and as soon as it reloads for the next one, you switch it to a current, and you're good to go and prepare there. So and it's resolution independent. It really during the playout, it's loading the textures and all works smoothly. Yeah, I've got a cake bar in here as well, and so on, the standard 3D presentation thing that's Ventus best in, and some things others. All right, let's begin. Then what else you could do with Ventus? All right, what we do a lot is music. In the music industry, it's really demanding on a real time, because we're playing live with the band, and the concerts, even though they're time coded. I'm sorry, it's just there, even those the shows are time coded. You never know what will happen, what the performer will do. For example, we were touring with the really famous heavy metal band. Not allowed to say a name right now, but they are famous, and they are the loudest band in the world. All right, and the integration with Ventus, real-time rendering. We've put sensors into a booth of one of the performer, and as he steps on the floor during his speech, he just steps, smashes the floor. It's all wireless. It goes into a MIDI brain of a drum kit. It's sent over to a front of house to our media server, which is running the 3D presentation, basically the 3D scene of chains and everything there. And as he steps, it will trigger the animation that stomps with his live image in there, taken from the camera. So and it all shakes as he's stepping right away. There's no delay, no nothing at all. That's all possible with Ventus. Okay. Yeah, some other projects. Those are the guys, and some other big stuff. What else you can do? Whatever TV graphics. Whoa, sorry. Okay, you can implement not only tickers, lower thirds, whatever you want. We're using it for Ventus was used for myriads of TV shows that are interactive. Those, this is Pointless, I think it's named. We've been doing a Czech version of it, and all of the logic, all of those bars, all of those touch screens that the attendees have, all implemented in Ventus on several machines, talking together. The graphics, on-air graphics, was run from another Ventus machine into OB-WAN, all recorded with alpha, with alpha channel and key and fill, and recorded live and used in production. Then after this, we've realized that it was used for UK as well, and also on Ventus, which we could buy it from them and spare some time, But we did it on our own. Okay, so that's basically it. I've got some other position in here. You can do really lots of stuff. And what you've seen from the beginning, I mean the touch integration and AR integration. Here's to talk a bit more about the options of touches and those controllers. You've got implemented the infinite ray, which is basically a pointer in 3D space. You've got the origin in here, and as you move and click, it will propagate through the space, and as soon as it hits one of the touch objects, it will trigger the animation that's binded to it. Then the other tool that's possible, it's limited array. I've done a small animation of a lightsaber because lightsabers are fun, and you can set the length of array. So and basically as this is animated, it goes from here to here. Even the touch is animated, and it's related to the length of the array. So it's in opposite of the infinite rate. I can't touch this because the screen is basically there and I'm not reaching it. And the last tool I've implemented is this volume thing. So that's why I've used a model of a hand. And then there will be one more, which is a hyperbolic touch, where you can alter the gravity of a touch and the curve what it's taking, so you can simulate, I don't know, for weapons or something like that, or something that's related to physics. That's what the possibilities are. I'm gonna show you the first, as a first breakdown, I'm gonna address a new camera which made it all possible. Let me change the room in here, and I'm not gonna need it on my head anymore. Okay, let me just make it a bit bigger and pin it in here. So this shot is a position of a standard camera in 3D space. The field of view and pan, tilt, and roll type of camera. There's other possibilities: look at camera, orbit camera, matrix, so you can feed the projection and view and world matrix into it and use it as a source for the camera. And the new implementation is tracked. And the thing is, the set was built in Cinema, imported into Ventus, and as it already is 3D, you just change the camera to tracked, and here you are. You're inside your presentation. That's right off the bat. What's interesting about, well, there's other possibilities with the camera. You can, yeah, it should be tracked in here as well. That's much better. I forgot to change the projection. You can add an offset for rotation and position. That's how you can move people in space. You know that you need to be careful about it. That's all about AR. You shouldn't really move people without the connection to a real world because it makes your brain a bit dizzy. The better solution to get to another space is just to blank the scene out, change the position, and reveal it somewhere else, blur it, whatever. Just make the brain aware of that something is happening. If you're just flying around, it may cause motion sickness. But yeah, but even though it's fun, if you do a roller coaster, that's needed. All right, that's what you can do with the camera. Then the implementation for controllers. Let me bring my toolbox in here. Okay. You can see a toolbox. There's a new tab. For those who doesn't know it, all the tabs are new, but this one is newer. There's a track device. That's basically a port which tells Ventus where in the space are the devices that you are able to track. I mean, those base stations, headset, and the controllers. The same will come for Oculus. Basically, it's again platform independent. The system behind it's complex, and then just the implementation of the controllers it's above it. So I'll bring a tracked controller into my scene. Basically, two of them, so I can see both, and I will change the device number to 1 at 2 of those. And the thing is, you know, you can see them right away. That's what happened. What you can do, you can, because this is just the basic function. It doesn't have any animations, anything else. You can bring another nodes that are pre-prepared for you. It's called draw controller. Basically, from the first view, it behaves the same, but the thing is that you can animate it and redraw some other stuff. Well, let me just bring those down. Don't draw it because I'm drawing this one. Draw cylinder. You can alter which parts. I guess, is it this one? No. It should be. Where is it? I haven't brought the second one. Draw cylinder signal controller 1. All right, so I've got both of those. You can see as I'm hitting it, the trigger button is actually moving, and you can draw and alter the way it's touching the touch methods and the touch trigger. What will trigger the touch events? That's basically it. If you want anything more fancy, like the lightsaber, you just bring the model over. I will show you in a no time. Bring the model over from Cinema 4D, import it there, set a world for it so it sticks on the controllers. Set the offset, and then you go and you can use it as a model instead of those implemented ones. Sorry, guys, I'm a bit dry. Okay, so, and here we are. We've got to a point we should address Cinema Link, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Okay, let me just kill this one, because in contrary to the first thing what I did, where was a room with all the stuff there. This one is empty. It's just the basic model, the environment around you, nothing else. And I'm gonna show you how to, yeah, as I said, I can't afford a car. I've got a NASCAR card. And there's a scene in Cinema 4D. It's a 3D model of a racing car with the materials, with the mapping, with the textures, and what what's new, what's implemented since Ventus 5 and the collaboration with Maxon. They've uh, introduced the Ventus tags, which you can install with the installation of Ventus, and you can use the lifelink tags to bring over the meshes with textures. You can bring over the animations, baked ones. So you prepare the animation in Cinema 4D. Uh, I don't know, for example, in here, because it's always fun to break something. I'm animating a shatter. In here, there's an animation from frame 0 to 90, from 0 to 100 on a shader, which does the basic stuff, just shatters the hull of this car. And because I've got all these tags in here, in front of every mesh that's used for a model, I will just address this one, which is animated. I will clear and create the animation. It should be done. Basically, what you could do, yeah, you could watch in a console. You can watch the process. It tells you that the animation was started and then how it propagates and then it's done. It should be done right now. I'm gonna change my camera back to a non-tracked one. Let me do it. It's just well, this tracked will change to field of view and Pantheon and roll. I'm gonna go on 0 and a bit further. All right. And in here, in Ventus, you just bring live geometry import. Bring it there. I'll delete this one. And it tells you live link. You just click live link, Cinema 4D, model of Camaro, and hit update. And there is a car in my scene. And so you can use Cinema 4D to prepare all your assets, all your environments, everything what you want to use, create the animations, and use it in a third-party software as a meshes. The animation of shatter, it's propagating as a subset of meshes, which you can access in Ventus in here. Let me just bring this in here. Right, I'm gonna go down there, where the body is, which was. Let me go a bit closer to this car and make it a bit bigger. Okay, I'll pin it here. Nope. I'll pin it here, and as you address the node of imported body of this car, you can animate the frames, and it shatters down as was done in Cinema 4D. Actually, it's real life link. If I go back to my cinema and move some gizmos, for example, I don't know, just not to ruin it, I'll take the whole car and move it. Well, no, it should propagate. For some reason, it's not doing it. Maybe this. Yep. I'm watching it live in third-party tool, rendering in real time what I'm doing in Cinema 4D. Right? I've put it back. So it's, the link is really straightforward. It brought all the textures in there. The thing that it's not the colors are altered because in Ventus, in this scene, I'm using a skybox of bluish, blurry, sorry, like texture as a skybox. It's HDRI texture, and it's altering the irradiance and specular of the live rendered scene. And I can put a light there as well to bring it on it. I can do light groups and such a stuff, real compositing. And even though this is just one 3D layer, basically, it behaves on the top level of Ventus. It behaves as a 2D layer, basically, but with the 3D space baked inside. And you can create more of those layers and use the the industry standard blending modes. You can screen it, use it as a mask, whatever you can imagine. Okay, that's a live link. I could bring whatever if you want. Yeah, I could show you that I'll bring another model. I'm gonna close this model. Nope. And open this lightsaber I've been using for touch controllers. Lightsaber C4D. Yeah, start. Here it is. It's a lightsaber as you've seen it before. And I'm gonna do a live link in Ventus. Geometry import. Live link, Cinema 4D, lightsaber. Because I've opened a new scene, it's there. I could open multiple scenes and import the stuff. And hit update. And there it is. There's a lightsaber. I've got pre-prepared, sorry, that's a bit of a cheating, but I've put an axis so I know where it is in a space. And as you can see in here, let me just kill the Camaro. Cars are not fun anymore. Okay, there's the lightsaber. And as I've just said, I will set the world for it, lightsaber. And I'll use this world. You see what I'm doing? I'm taking the world matrix and putting in above one of those ports for touch controllers. Let me just switch back to tracked camera. I'm gonna switch it here just to tracked and tracked. And yes, I put it in here. It should move my lightsaber. And what is happening? Yep, it just flew around because I've done some stuff with that scaling factor. Because it's offset somehow. Yeah, that's a mess. Sorry for this. It would work if I put a cube there and make it smaller. The reason it doesn't work is 0.1. And and this cube, this mesh is binded to my controller. The same would happen with the lightsaber. The trouble is, the mistake I've done is that the axis, the pivot point of this object is somewhere off, and it would take me a while to find it, and I don't want to do that in front of you. But basically, you bring the model in there and stick it to a controller, and you've got a different icon, and you can just switch off the rendering of this model of the controller and use just the one as I've did in here. So it's hand, saber, or the infinite rate thing. It could be whatever else. All right, then what else could we do with Cinema? Just basically import the stuff. It's really, easy. Just whatever you can animate this ray, bring the animation over to Ventus, and then control it from Ventus. Time independent. There's no timeline. It doesn't mean that you put something on a timeline in Cinema. It's just to render the changes of meshes. It doesn't need it doesn't take this information about the overall timeline in Ventus, because Ventus is non-linear system that's capable of doing animations based on decision trees and non-linear things and non-linear animations triggered by outside events and so on and so on. So it's really open, and you use the assets made in Cinema just to look, so it looks great, and you do the animation in Ventus in no time. All right. I can show you another stuff. If we take the car, the interactivity in Ventus. Did I erase it? Yeah, I've erased it. All right. I'll import the car again. Sorry, my mistake. Nope. And let's open this car, NASCAR complete. It opens the Cinema. The live link should be established. I will just force refresh it and live link it to Ventus and hit update, and it's there. The problem is that my camera is inside. I'll move it a bit with an axis somewhere, I don't know, on axis, so we can see it. Let me see if the animation is there. No, the shadowing is not there because I didn't play the animation. So let's get back to Cinema. Go to a tag that's attached to it. Clear animation, create animation. I guess it's done. And yep, you can see it in Ventus. All right, and now, how do I animate it? It's the simplest thing. Just take mover, put it there, set from 0 to, yeah, I've rendered it to 90 frames. In here, I'm doing, it should be about 87. I don't want to go over the last frame. Just it would start the animation again. It's in loops. So I want to stop at a certain point and make it in 1 second, linear, and one shot. I'll put those frames above the mover, which makes the connection. That's the node-based programming inside Ventus. It's really complex, really handy thing. You can see what's happening, and you can do really amazing stuff. It gets very complicated with the complex projects. You can even script your own nodes in there in C#. All right, and as I hit nudge, it goes down. And I will switch off the swing function so it just falls down. Let's make it a bit faster, 0.5 seconds. Reset, nudge, it falls down. And how do I trigger it? Because I've got those controllers, and the fast thing to do, touch button. I'll put a touch button in front. That's a node that's controlling all the meshes that are behind in a tree, as you see the tree. All that's behind is computed as one button. It behaves as one mesh for the controllers, and they are testing if you've hit inside, hit it with the array, and so on and so on. You can switch the control to the behavior to bounding volume or the mesh itself. So if you've got one object that's made, I don't know, for example, from 5 spheres, the bounding box is all around it. But if you change it to mesh testing, each and every ball will be active, and all the space in between not. That's simplest thing how it works. All right, I've got this button in here, and I've got my animation in here, and I'll just take this nudge, hover over the button, and say which event will trigger it. Let's do a simple tap, and yes, I'm gonna bring it bigger. I should, wait a second, something wrong. There should be a hull of the car. Reset. Yep, it's there. And oh, that's cozy. All right. And as I just hit it, well, it needs to change to infinite ray because I'm too far from it and I don't walk. There is trigger infinite ray, trackpad node. I will trigger it by trigger. The same for the other controller. All of those options, as I'm setting it in here, can be binded to a logic. That's what I was doing in a first application. That's the state of those controllers is controlled by clicking the buttons on itself, and it's switching and so on. And yeah, just make long story short, I'll hit it and the animation was triggered. That's it. That's how you do interactions in Ventus. You can switch from touch button to, I don't know, let's do touch rotation. Is it there somewhere? Yeah. Touch rotation. I'll put it there. And as soon as I hit it with my infinite ray, I will turn it around the axis which I set up. You can alter which axes are the ones that will be turned around and so on. We've got a translation node that does this movement I've been doing with the card. So you can scale it, twist it, make it bigger, move it in space. Yep, and there's other options to interact with Ventus, and as you can see, it's really fast, really intuitive, and you can deploy not only VR experience, but the 3D interactive experience in no time with great results, great looks, because as I'm right now in this head tracking mode, it means I'm rendering 90 frames per second for both of my eyes. That means 2 cameras at 90 frames a second in real time. All of those animations are done in this refresh rate, and it's all works fluent. And yeah, it's amazing what those guys are able to program. All right, let me go. There's one more really interesting thing. As Ventus with previous version, which is 5.1, that was released about 3 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, they've announced the NDI input to Ventus, which you can always connect the uh, capture card and use it as a live stream. You will take the stream as a texture, place it above some mesh, and it will be animated texture from a live camera. That's how you can use Ventus as the thing that is pushing graphics into a broadcast chain, or be a last mile that is taking all of those the cut feeds into it and use it in 3D as a texture in your virtual set. And yeah, just to show you, if it doesn't work, just don't hang me. But it's real freestyle right now. I'm gonna put a new tech NDI tools, new text converter. Let's stream desktop, and in here I need to go inside. It might not work right off the bat because you need to set it properly, but TV graphics on air. I'll come up with the menu above my hand, do some swipes to show NDI. It's here and it doesn't work yet. Let me fix it. All right. Where is it? There should be in here, NDI. I'm gonna go inside and set the material to new tech NDI 1. Designer. Okay, I need to switch it somewhere else. And back to Entech. Come on. Yeah, let me just restart the thing. Okay, come on. And set the desktop. It should be seen there. Oh, I need to restart Ventus. But anyways, what I'm trying to do, and hopefully it will work as soon as I restart Ventus, because the link wasn't set prior, is that I can see my screen, my desktop, in virtual reality, and control this computer from my room in there and change the things inside Ventus. That's, that really brought Ventus into VR. And yeah, I've got some technical issues, so you will need to believe me that it works. It's really fun. Okay, is there any questions? Particle systems in a, in certain details. I've never tried it. There's Dennis. Anyways, if you've got any question, we are here. We are at the port there all day long. We can explain all the details about it. You can import meshes of of particles, as but it acts as one mesh. You know, it's separated into parts, but you need to render it in Cinema, create the animation, let it propagate, and send to Ventus. It's the same. I guess there will be some limitations, but those are something that I don't know. And I guess Dennis is more than happy to help you with this one. Uh, what I didn't address is, you know, the material system. I've completely forgot about it. I don't think it's necessary. It's amazing thing. You know, you can put all these textures, everything in different channels, switch how it behaves to which channel it's taking, and the operation what it does, and so on. It's really complex thing, and it's a good one. All right. Thank you for attention, and maybe see you tomorrow.